We are just talking about Omije Ojumi. The case is still on, and unfortunately, it might take some time. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I'm back. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah. So for those who don't know Omije Ojumi, this is Omije Ojumi in the white fabric. In the white apparel. She's late. She passed away like 4 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago. She passed away and she has been laid to rest. But when she was being laid to rest, there was drama on that day. Many of you remember, if you're on my channel, you remember I spoke about it and we were wondering where there was so much drama on that day. And this is one of the drama. I just have 2 of the videos to save time. And I remember on that day, many of you abused me. Many of you thought I was insensitive. To an average Nigerian, when you want to speak the truth or facts, or you are being logical, they will say you are insensitive. They will say you are a wicked person. They will say you are not a nice person, just because you decide to be logical and ask necessary questions, which was what I did on that day when this thing was going on. I said, what is going on? Initially, when I was talking, I blamed the man. Then along the line, when I was talking, I said, wait, come. Could it be that this man has been trying to get across to these children and their mother did not allow him? For those who don't know about the story, this woman, Omije Ojumi, is a gospel artist, was a gospel artist. She's late now. And many people didn't know she was not married. Many people didn't know she was separated from the father of her kids. So on the day of her burial, some drama ensued where the children were speaking ill of their father. One of the children spoke ill of their father, and the second one, a boy, said he doesn't want to speak to him because the father called during the burial. And many of us found it kind of unusual. Now, why is this man calling on the day of this woman's burial? You know, a lot of people were against it. I was initially against it. Then later I thought of it. I said something must be wrong for this man to have taken this step. Maybe this is this desperate situation, desperate moment he wants to take advantage of, and said, okay, if I can't get across to you, let me take advantage of this opportunity that my sisters can reach you people and talk to you. And the child said, I don't want to talk to you. Let's quickly play the video.
Don't block
I don't want you to know. I will love you.
Okay, that video you just watched was when the father wanted to talk to the son. So the father is not in Nigeria. The man lives in UK. So the man's sister was at that burial, and she was the one that was trying to give the phone to the boy so that the father can speak to the boy, and the child was not cooperating. And that lady was saying, your father loves you. Many of us thought that was a the approach was kind of not okay. That's traumatic for the child to go through all that. And the child keeps saying, the lady was saying, your father loves you. I couldn't get clearly what the child was saying, but the child was trying to reply the lady and was moving away like, I don't want to speak to him. I don't want to speak to him. Now, after that, there was another video where the daughter was talking as well. And that particular video too, I find kind of uncomfortable. Me personally find it uncomfortable that what really got them to this stage. Now, for some of you who don't understand Yoruba, the video, the man has called into a show. But before we get in there, let's quickly listen to what the daughter said about their father. Just a short clip.
Sure, he will be what you always wanted him to be. A prayer warrior, a man, a responsible man. Not to be like
A round of applause to celebrate Yomi Loju.
Sure, he will be what you always wanted him to be. A prayer warrior, a man, a responsible man. Not to be like
A round of applause to celebrate.
So what you heard in that video is the daughter talking and trying to say she's going to be there for the brother. That other one that was saying, no, I am not, and was running away. So she's trying to assure the boy that she's going to be there and do what their mother wants her to do. I was like, when I was listening to this thing, I said, this lady cannot do much. This girl, I said, they are all still very young. And I remember on that day, I said something when some people were like, they don't need the father. I said they need the father at this moment. If there's anybody they need, is the man. And I also remember I told a story, my own story, that in this life, there is nobody that can take care of a child like the parents. So now the story is that they are already begging for these children, but that's not where we are going yet. Now the father came out. The father lives in UK, like we said, and reached out to Yeye Kudi courtroom, and they spoke. The video is very long, so I'm just going to read out what they said that has been written down is what I'm going to read out to make it easy for us. We are not playing the audio, okay? We're not going to play the audio because that will take us till tomorrow. So I'm just going to read out the story. It's a bit long, but just be patient. And I hope women, we are going to learn from this. Women especially. Because I've always been of the opinion that when marriages break, it's okay if it's not working. The children in that marriage, they are to be looked out for. And that is why here in America, here in abroad, generally, Europe, everywhere, Canada, when there is breakup, Oyibo will make sure that both parents are involved in these children's life for a reason. Okay? It's mostly among the black race that you will see that women will fight dirty and say, don't come near my children. And in the process, it's not as if the man say, I don't want to be in the children's life. Okay? Now, let me quickly read out the man's narration, the man's side of the story, because the man has come out to speak on his own side of the story. Okay? He has come out to speak on his own side of the story. 1 second, because I have to start reading from the beginning. So just be patient with me. I will try and be fast as fast as possible. Just make sure you are listening as I'm so that I can grab every information in this story. It's a story, a true life story that if you watch a movie, you might say, how possible is this? Considering that the person we are talking about is a gospel artist. Not only a gospel artist, she's one of the people that people look up to and they feel they can never do wrong. So that makes it more sad and quite will I say interesting? I don't know if at this point I should say interesting, but just be patient. I'm trying to scroll through so I can start from the beginning. Shoot. You see, there is an adage in Yoruba that says, what an elder sees sitting down. And you see, this elder thing is not even sometimes about age. It's about experience. It's about experience. Look at Tonto Dike today. I saw a video of Tonto Dike and the son and the father of her son meeting at Jerry Eze's office. 10 years ago, many of you will have said, strong woman doing it all alone. Strong woman doing it all alone. Blah, 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 blah. I'm coming, One thing that many of us don't know is that, you see, if you don't heal from your marriage trauma, it will affect your children. There is no how. And that's one of the things I was saying when I said that boy is already carrying some pains. That boy, and that was why he behaved that way. Many children won't behave that way. But because that child is already carrying pains, that was why he behaved the way he behaved. All right, so here we go. So I'm reading the man's story, how he narrated the story to Yeye Kudi courtroom. I'm reading it, I'm not playing the audio. The man said, and I read, I went to United Kingdom in the year 2004 on an invitation visa. Before then, myself and Bumi, if I say Bumi, Bumi is Omije Ojumi. That's the woman in white. Myself and Bumi Akeanu were church members at Ekwa, and I have been speaking to her for us to go into relationship. Though she did not accept, but when I got into United Kingdom, I called her one day and she was surprised to hear that I was in United Kingdom already. So we started talking properly and I asked her if she was interested in us going into a relationship. She told me she was interested, and immediately I called my own family to go and meet her family at Mushin for introduction. And though I was not on ground, my family took my picture and our family sat down and we did the introduction in 2004. I came back to Nigeria and we had our court wedding in December 2006 at Surulere Magistrate Court. I had just 3 months left on my visa, so immediately I got back. So we started talking. Okay, I've passed that, please. I got back to Nigeria. I quickly put in for another application to enable me to go back to United Kingdom. The moment I was done with my marriage, unfortunately, UK refused to renew my visa. Not until the 3 months visa expired, I got stranded in Nigeria. That was the genesis of our marital problem. Bumi was not happy that I couldn't go back to UK. In fact, despite we were legally married, she refused staying with me at home. I had to go search for a job as well in Nigeria because I couldn't get my visa renewed. Shortly after our marriage, we only had little argument at home, and the next thing I saw was Bumi slapped me. I was shocked because I have never beaten any woman before. I went to their family house and I met her father. Her father apologized and pleaded. He even confirmed that he knew Bumi can do such, so I allowed that to slide. We continued with the marriage. There was a case she herself reported to me that one acclaimed pastor wanted to help us in securing an American visa, wanted to sleep with her, and when she told me, I immediately warned her not to go back to that pastor's place. When this man went to Yeye Kudi, a lot of women were against it. Women, what are you afraid of? A woman is free to come and speak on social media. But when it comes to a man, you guys don't want to listen. Why? Anyway, let's continue. When Bumi told me about the pastor, I wanted her not to go back there. So I guess her friends want her to stop telling me everything. So she started keeping to herself. And remember, I was already stranded in Nigeria. I couldn't go back to United Kingdom where I was living before. Brother Soji Omotayo is a living witness of all these stories I am revealing today. I was later advised to change my name and details to get another passport and get another United Kingdom application visa processing done. Fortunately, I was granted 6-month visiting visa to come into UK. I had to make sure I returned to Nigeria before the 6 months expired again. Maybe I could get 2 years visa, but unfortunately, I was refused again, so I was in Nigeria for a whole year. So I made up my mind. I rented an apartment, and remember, myself and Bumi had been married, so we started living together as husband and wife. That was when Bumi showed me her true color, and I realized that Bumi only got married to me just because I was in UK. She doesn't love me personally. When I was at home for that period, despite all the gbasgbos in the relationship, we were still trying to build a musical brand together. Whenever she's going for shows, I refuse to follow her. I usually borrow my cousin's car, drive her to the venue. After a year at home, I was given a visa to UK, and before then, she produced a song titled Dabira, and someone loves it. They gave us Sienna car. We were so happy that we would not be borrowing car anymore, and that was how we had our own full bands. I was the one driving the band group. Anybody can go and make verification at Surulere on Shita Streets. Fortunately, I was granted 2 years visa again. Then I wasn't comfortable with the attitude of Bumi. So the moment my visa was out, I went to their family house to inform them that I am going back to UK and I will not be coming back because of Bumi's attitude. They should tell her to start making preparation to join me in UK. I wouldn't want to risk coming back to Nigeria and be stranded again. Hope you all remember it was another name I used the second time in securing my UK visa. Please be holding the point, so all right. Hope you guys know Brother Soji Omotayo is a musical promoter and marketer. He's been coming to UK long ago to appear in London radio and TV. So I spoke to him one day to help myself and Bumi that I just want to go back to UK. The struggling was much then, and I don't understand the behavior of Bumi as well as much. Fortunately, Bumi was given 6-month visa through the help of Brother Soji, and she came to UK. That was when she became pregnant of our first child, Jomiloju, which is the girl you are looking at on the screen. So she had to go back before the 6-month visa expired. She went back to Nigeria and put in another application, and she renewed her visa. Unfortunately, she was granted 2 years visa. When she came back to UK, she gave back to Jomiloju at St. Thomas Hospital, London Bridge. Both of us concluded she will have to go back to Nigeria and work, and we don't want her visa to expire as well. Though she stayed with me and the baby for 3 months after the delivery of our first child. So she left the baby with me and looked for a nanny named Funke to take care of Jomiloju. Though Funke did not collect money from us as such, she just loved me in the daytime. She just loved Bumi. In the daytime, whenever I went to work, I would pick Jomiloju whenever I am returning from work. Late Bumi spent 4 good months in Nigeria, and she came back to London when Jomiloju was 7 months old. While Bumi was aware I was the only one taking care of Jomiloju at night, whenever I pick her from her nanny's place, imagine taking care of 3 months baby for 4 months. Though I was aware my late wife went to work in Nigeria. When she came back and told me she had booking again, I had to call and told her what myself and the baby went through the last time she traveled. So I told her she had to stay in UK. Let's build this family together. I told her as well that I know she had a career she's building, and I have been so supportive. But for the sake of this, our daughter, we need to re-strategize. She pleaded with me, and we concluded that she will have to compose a song get some promoters and marketers ready. So whenever she gets to Nigeria, she will go into the studio straight, and it will be taking longer for her to come back to UK like the previous ones that she spent above 3 months in Nigeria. So she agreed with me. We searched and got Galaxy Production. The man insisted he wants to speak with me. Galaxy came to UK, myself and Bumi, and Galaxy did the meeting, and Galaxy became our producer. We both shot some of our musical videos in UK. Go and check our song Alati Lenyi, just to boost her career to be known internationally, so it can be more easier. She might not even need to be traveling to Nigeria as such. Churches can be booking her in UK and will be okay financially. Immediately my wife got back to Nigeria for video shoot for her song production. A lot of Olagbara. Sorry, na long story. I go to carry and small like that too. The moment Bumi got back to Nigeria for recording of her new song, I started receiving calls from pastors and different wolies saying Bumi can't stay with me in UK because God did not call her into ministry to now stay in abroad with me. Lọ́rọ̀ kan, àwọn pastor no ba family yìí jẹ́. All right. When I started receiving those calls, I tried explaining to them that myself and Bumi already discussed, and we concluded on how she would be coming to Nigeria for the production of her song and come back to UK. I never wanted her to stop because I've always been supportive of her career and ministry. But I wouldn't allow her to just abandon me and our daughter in London while she will be spending several months like the previous visit in Nigeria. When I noticed what was happening, I immediately called her dad and informed him. Her dad persuaded me that I should be calm and promised she wouldn't be staying so long in Nigeria, and at this point I agreed. Actress Opeyemi Ayeola knows me and my family very well. My daughter Jomiloju and one of her children are in the same school in UK. It got to a point I couldn't take Jomiloju to a childminder place anymore due to immigration issues the childminder had. So it was difficult coping with my job and Jomiloju while her mother was in Nigeria. A terrible incident happened to Jomiloju one day. When I left her with the new nanny, her face was swollen. The new nanny claimed she fell down. So when I got back from work, I was paranoid and I had to call Bumi, and I sent the picture of her baby face to her. Immediately Bumi saw the face of her daughter. She started sending curses to the new nanny. You all remember Auntie Funke, the old nanny, doesn't take money from us, but this nanny takes money, and I was the one paying while Bumi was in Nigeria. As a result of what was going on, Bumi and the new nanny over the phone, the trouble between Bumi and the new nanny over the phone, the new nanny refused taking care of Jomiloju anymore. Jomiloju at this point was 3 to 4 years then, so I had to search for another nanny again. So I was basically the one bathing, cooking, and taking Jomiloju to school and take her to her nanny place, and I will later go to my working place. After some while, I was told my wife was sleeping around in Nigeria with different men. Let me drink water. I was shocked and I told them to help me get the guy's name. So I confronted her and asked her what B. Samuel was doing in our house. She told me they were colleagues, they sing together. And I told her that I know her very well. Even her band members doesn't sleep in her house, let alone Bumbi Samuel, her colleague. When I rented the first house for Bumi, when she went to Nigeria, it was a 3-bedroom flat. And I insisted she must be living with her elder sister. But Bumi refused and sent her immediately sent her immediate senior sister packing. She started living alone. I got information again that B.E. Samuel has moved into Bunmi's house. That was when I couldn't take it anymore. Then Jomiloju was already 7 years old and still living with me in UK while Bunmi lives in Nigeria. When Jomiloju was 3 years, you all remember, I don't have a stay in the UK and Jomiloju doesn't have a stay too in the country. Our thoughts when she gets to 3 years, according to the policy of UK, she could get her stay, but unfortunately before she turns 3 years, UK has changed their policy that until a child gets to 5 years before he or she can get British citizen. Unfortunately, it was changed again before she became 5 to 10 years, but we can start application when she turns 7. During those periods, whenever Jomiloju falls sick, I was always with her alone at King College Hospital at Woolwich. When Jomiloju was 3 years, I forgot to add earlier, Bunmi came back to United Kingdom and she became pregnant. Wow, this man, they drop receipts with names. Receipts with names. He's not just telling the story. He's telling the story and adding names. Let's go on. Bunmi became pregnant when Jomiloju was 3 years old. She came back to UK and saw some money under my bed. As you all know, I don't have paper in UK to open a bank account. So under my bed was my bank then. So she advised me to go and keep my money with my elder brother, or Funke that happens to be Jomiloju's first nanny. So I agreed because Funke has been nice to us, most especially that she helped in taking care of Jomiloju while her mother was in Nigeria. When Bunmi became pregnant, she went back to Nigeria all of a sudden. She started calling me that she doesn't want to have our second child in UK because we couldn't secure citizenship for our first daughter. So she insisted she was going to give birth to Jomiloju. I'm sure he's starting to talk about the second child in America. Prior to that period, we have started having several issues which I no longer trust Bunmi with her attitude. I tried persuading her to stay and have Bobby in UK, but she refused and requested for that money we kept with Auntie Funke's elder brother. When Bunmi was pregnant of our second child, as she was with me in UK, she lost her father. I was the one that bought the coffin. I was the one that paid all the expenses of her father's funeral. When she was going back while still pregnant, I bought a space bus and loaded it with clothes for her to sell and make money. When I later agreed that she can go and have our second child in America, I told her my immediate elder sister that invited me into UK is now in America. I told Bunmi to go and stay with them. At least this will even cut our expenses, but Bunmi refused, that she wants to go and stay with a friend she met on Facebook. My elder sister is a nurse in America, while her husband is a medical doctor in America. I tried convincing Bunmi, but she refused. I sent a total of £7,000 cash to Bunmi in Nigeria for her to go and give birth to our son in America, and it was her elder brother named Wale that went to collect the money for Bunmi. Wale is still alive. If I am lying, he should come out and debunk it. On the day of delivery, Bunmi had issues, and I was called that she needed to take epidural, and the injection was $1,000. I quickly called my immediate elder sister that lives in UK in America, that Bunmi refused to stay with to help out. My elder sister sent her $1,000 for epidural injection. Before she had the baby, while she was still in her friend's house, she insisted I must be sending money for feeding in her friend's house. I told her I don't have money because I already told her to go and stay with my family members, but she refused. Bunmi was upset with me. When Bunmi gave birth to our baby, just because I refused sending additional money, she refused adding my name to the birth certificate of the child. She added her father's name as her surname as his son's surname. She later gave explanation that they may not allow her to take Bobby out of America, which everyone knows is a big lie, was a big lie. She deliberately didn't add my name on that birth certificate just because I refused sending additional money. All the names I sent to her, she only picked Williams, and up till today, my son bears Akianu as his surname. Let me take another sip of water. 1 second. Again, don't eat me. Yeah. I'm coming, no. 1 second. Nibolade. Okay, we stopped at where the boy still bears Akianu till today. When my elder sister heard Bumi had given birth, she called and told her she was going to pay for their tickets for them to come pay her visit. Bumi refused completely. Bumi requested for money and I told her I don't have. That was how she took my son back to Nigeria. She did not allow my sister to see my baby in America. When Bumi got back to Nigeria, my sister started calling her for them to come and visit. Bumi will give them date and time, and when they are almost at venue, she will call them. She will call to tell them she has gone for appointment. She didn't allow my family access to the baby. Wait, kí ni mo comment wo ni mo rí? Ẹ má distract mi pẹ̀lú comment o. Mo ti drink water. It was later we discovered Bumi had given Bobby out to a nanny, and she has gone back to her musical career fully. Hope you remember Jomiloju was still with me in United Kingdom, and now Bobby is with a nanny. After much pressure from my family, Bumi eventually took my son to our family house when Bobby was 6 months old, and that was the last time she took him there until my father became late. When my son became a year old, Bumi brought Bobby to United Kingdom. We did his birthday. I have the picture of his 1 year birthday with me, and that was the last day I saw Bobby. Not till I saw Bobby. Bobby, not till I saw. Sorry, I keep saying Bobby. Emma Binu. Not till I saw Bobby at his mother's burial yesterday. This is the video of that day when they were trying to make the boy speak. So Bobby, let me lower the volume. Bobby is the one saying, I don't want to talk. I can't. He is not. When they were trying to tell Bobby that your father loves you, and Bobby kept saying, he is not, and he was screaming and running. That's the boy in the video. Let's continue. I was arrested by immigration officer in UK. Then Jomiloju was 6 years then. When they followed me home after searching my belongings, they found Jomiloju things and they were interested. And just because of those Jomiloju things, I was favored and I was tagged as a single father. Though I was made to go and be signing at Croydon every week, so I did not default. Out of pity, my landlord had to call a lawyer for me because he said he doesn't want me and my daughter to be deported back to Nigeria. When I got a lawyer discovered Jomiloju was just 6 and 7 years, which is the main year we can start application, but we needed to just put in an application so myself and Jomiloju won't be deported. I called Bumi to inform her of all our challenges. Remember, she was still in Nigeria at this time. Later, I started receiving information that Bumi have started affair with Ambrose Shomide. Ambrose Shomide, we were Baba Gbon got Jomini. The same Ambrose Shomide. Ambrose Shomide. Ambrose Shomide Jomini. Baba Gbon Jomini. Mini Jojo. In fact, you got to a stage that was told that if you go and wait, oh, later I started receiving information that Bumi have started having affairs with Ambrose Shomide that works with AIT. Na him Baba Gbonyin Jojo mini Jojo Ambrose Shomide. In fact, it got to a stage that I was told if you go and knock Bumi's door in the morning, it was Ambrose Shomide that will open the door with towel around his waist. When I called Bumi to ask that what is Ambrose Shomide doing in her room, I dey come o, I want to go to the next chapter. Eléyìí is elétíkẹ́ o. Fear who no fear man, abi fear who no fear woman. I'm sure that is you are being sarcastic. Independence, you are being sarcastic. Ambrose Shomide bọ́ta o. Ambrose Shomide mi ni jọjọ. Ọ̀rọ̀ náà kàn yín o, come out o. Ambrose Shomide mi ni jọjọ, Baba Gbonyin Jojo mi ni. Ambrose Shomide, the matter reach your side. Get come outside yo. Ew. Let's continue. When I asked Bumi, Bumi denied and told me Ambrose was only helping her to promote her song on radio station. Immediately I told Bumi, it's high time we go our separate ways. We don't even live together anymore. I told her I need a divorce for me to move on with my own life since she has moved on. She left me with Jomiloju in UK and she was not even living with Bobby. With Bobby. Why am I saying Bobby? Bye. With Bobby. This is my Yoruba tongue. Behave. I anoint you in the name of Jesus. This tongue, behave. Is Bobby? No. Is Bobby, not Bobby. Bobby, not Bobby. My tongue, I anoint you. Behave. Bobby, not Bobby. Bobby is different. Let's continue. She left with me with Jomiloju in UK and she was not even living with Bobby. She had given Bobby out to someone as well, so I requested for a divorce. If you want me to mention the person Bumi gave my baby out to, I can call the person out while she was busy sleeping around with different men. She begged me and promised me they were coming to UK. I sent ticket money twice for Bumi and my son to come to UK. Bumi refused coming down. She kept postponing it and telling me she has been booked to perform. For good 3 years, Bumi didn't come to UK to come and say hi to me and our daughter, Jomiloju. I want people that knows me in Woolwich to come out to testify if I am lying. After some years, she connected with a pastor in UK and told me he wanted her to come and perform in his church. Immediately I heard, I was happy that at least I would see Bumi and my son. I promised her I was going to send my son's ticket fee since the pastor has promised to buy her tickets. One afternoon, she called me and requested for my home address. When she got home, I asked after my son that I already sent ticket money to Bumi to bring into United Kingdom. And the next thing Bumi said was she felt it was not necessary because she's going to stay in UK for just 1 week. I was annoyed because I haven't seen my baby for over 2 years then. The last time I saw him was when it was 1 year and now he is above 3 years. When Bumi came around, we both went to Jomiloju school for their sports day. We all had fun. I have all the pictures with me. I can post it. I explained to Bumi all what myself and Jomiloju has been going through in making our application for our settlement in UK. I explained to her that the application have started and I have declared myself as a single parent in UK and I'm relying on Jomiloju. The moment she turns 7 years, UK might approve Jomiloju settlement, and the moment Jomiloju is approved, I can get my own papers too. So I refused introducing Bumi to Jomiloju teachers in the school that very day because of our application. I have told them I was a single father taking care of my daughter alone. because of application process. She told me there is no problem, that all she wanted was for me and Jomiloju to get settled in UK. We had fun at Jomiloju school that very day. On Tuesday, after the program, that morning as usual, I already bathed Jomiloju and I asked her to go and meet her mother upstairs while I take my own bath. When I came back into ó lágbára. On getting upstairs, I couldn't find Bumi and Jomiloju anymore. I was worried because that very day, Jomiloju didn't go to school and I don't know her whereabouts, including Bumi. I called Bumi and she didn't pick my calls. I was put in detention in my house by UK police because we couldn't locate Jomiloju. Fortunately, that night, Bumi and Jomiloju came back and I asked her where they went to. She told me she took Jomiloju to Peckham to get bitter leaves, and I was shocked. She explained to me that she doesn't like Jomiloju eyeballs, more reason she went to get bitter leaves. I never knew it was Nigeria house Bumi took my daughter to, that she lied to me that they went to Peckham. Bumi told them in Nigeria house that Jomiloju's father is dead. Ṣé ń kẹ́kọ̀ọ́? Are you learning? Mo gbé. That the father is dead and the childminder can no longer take care of Jomiloju, so she collected traveling documents for Jomiloju that very day, but I never knew. Oh Lofa! I never knew Funke, the first childminder, knew Bumi's intention. On Thursday evening, Jomiloju was supposed to be in one of my cousin's birthday. I told Bumi we should all go together. She insisted no. She told me the pastor that invited her to come and minister in UK invited her for dinner, so she's planning to take Jomiloju to the dinner. I said okay, so I left home and I left Bumi and my daughter at home. I never knew Bumi was taking Jomiloju to the airport to go to Nigeria. She kept on texting me that they might be staying late and I told her no problem. When I got home, I met her bag, but I discovered Jomiloju iPad was missing. Remember, I have started application for myself and Jomiloju for our settlement in UK, and just 3 weeks for both of us to appear in court. Remember, Jomiloju was 7 years already. When I met Bumi's bag at home, I just went to bed, not until 11 p.m. And I got up, worried, and I started making calls. I couldn't sleep. I called the pastor that invited Bumi. He refused to pick. I was so worried that Friday morning, because you all remember Jomiloju didn't go to school on Tuesday, that her mother said she took her to Peckham to get bitter leaves. I was worried because the school would soon start calling me for the whereabouts of Jomiloju. I was outside still waiting for them when I received a message on my phone sent by Bumi. She said, "Don't look for us. We are in Nigeria." I wept profusely that morning. It was my neighbor that consoled me. All I kept saying was, what have I done to Bumi to have done such wickedness to me, despite knowing all my predicaments of being settled in UK? That she deliberately took our daughter I was planning to use for my application out of the country without my consent. When I asked Bumi what I did to her for her to have done such to me, she responded, because I demanded for divorce letter from her and I was planning to use our daughter for papers. And the moment I get the papers, I will go and marry another woman. I wept and told her, and she told me, didn't I see how Tokwe Alabi's husband and Shenwele Jesu husbands are helping their wives in Nigeria? I should come back to Nigeria so that we can live as family and I can be selling CD like in Soji Alabi. Hey, let's continue. I called several people, including Mama Bola Are, Baba Ide, and co. This story is a letike. We are rounding up soon. I don't miss something. I don't read this one. There's another one. Ambrose show me they respond though. I dey come. Igbenu see Mikey too. When late Bumi abducted our daughter Jomiloju and took her to Nigeria. As you all know, myself and Jomiloju already started our application for settlement and we are to appear in court in few days before Bumi took her to Nigeria. The UK police got involved and the court gave me 6 months to bring Jomiloju to court. That was how I pleaded with so many people in Nigeria to help me beg Bumi. People like Mama Bolare, Baba Konde, Baba Biye, all my family members and friends pleaded with Bumi to return Jomiloju to UK. Even if she has to take her, she can take her back to Nigeria when we are done with our application. But unfortunately, Bumi refused and she kept blocking everyone I sent to her, including my family members. Despite all Bumi did to me, I kept sending money to her for the upkeep of my children for complete 4 months that she ran to Nigeria. The moment the Bumi receives alert, she will send me voice notes of courses. After some while, I spoke to myself that why should I be using my money to buy courses from Bumi? Ever since then, Bumi blocked all avenue that I could use to reach her, and none of her family members ever had access to those children. Not until the day they were burying Bumi. I'm going to repeat that please again. Ever since then, Bumi blocked all avenue that could reach her, that I could use to reach her, and none of my family members had access to those children until the day they were burying Bumi. For those of you that were quickly cursing that man, I hope all of you, because I heard that some people let the dead rest. When it comes to a woman, that is when you will know let the dead rest. If na man, you go say they should allow the woman to speak so that her trauma, she will not be traumatized. She is traumatized, let her speak. But when it comes to a woman, a man, that's when you say let the dead rest. I called our immediate elder brother, Mr. Wale, and told him we have been given additional 6 months for us to appear in court. The elder brother kept telling me there was nothing they could do. After some while, myself and Wale fought and he stopped picking my calls and he blocked me. Bumi has got twins as our immediate younger sisters, so I started speaking with them. They both went to beg her, but she refused to listen. Bumi took my daughter out of UK in year 2017 and I never heard from her anymore until 2019. I was informed of the name of the school Jomiloju was attending. I called Jomiloju the very day she was celebrating her 9th birthday, which was on a Thursday. The moment I introduced myself to Jomiloju on the phone, the next thing she told me was, my mommy said you have lied, that you are Shengbo. I go do deliverance today. I go do deliverance. I'm alive. I told her I'm alive and there is nothing wrong with me. I told her she should not tell her mother at home, because if she tells her mother, she will not allow us to communicate. I promised to be calling her through her school teacher. But unfortunately, I heard when Bumi came to pick them in school that afternoon, I heard she was crying and her mom was curious and later asked her what happened to her. It was her younger brother, Bobby, that told their mom that I called. That was how Bumi went back to the school to get the teacher arrested. If you want me to give you the name of the school and the phone number of the teacher, I can give you. Thank God, when the teacher was arrested, the police had to explain to Bumi that she did not tell the school that Jomiloju shouldn't be allowed to speak with their father, because she actually registered Jomiloju as Mr. and Mrs. Adeoye. So the father has the right to speak with his daughter, most especially on her birthday. By Monday, Bumi already changed my children's school just because I called last week. But I don't know if she read my name on their school application. When I discovered she had changed their school, I left her and the children alone because I don't like what I was. Umbo. Sorry, that thing jumped. Okay, so here we go. So I was at where she didn't allow. Okay. After she arrested his teacher. Okay. So the man said, thank God, when the teacher was arrested, the police had to explain to her. I've said that. By Monday, Bumi already changed my children's school. Oh, kini into Salomo Milowo. Oh. Sorry. Oh. Mudeti try la tenko now. Aha, here we go. So by Monday, Bumi already changed my children's school just because I called last week. But I don't know if she added my name on their school application. When I discovered she had changed their school, I left her and the children alone because I don't like what I was hearing about Jomiloju. I was told she was always yelling and asking me in her classroom. Asking after me in her classroom. So I left them alone. Shetiri, where the yelling was coming from. And I said that yelling, that boy yelling was not normal. Some of you are like, the child was just trying to show frustration. No. Oh my shoe. When two elephants are fighting, now the grass now in the sofa is what we are seeing. Because the case has even gone more serious than what we are thinking. Anyway, when I discovered I was stranded, okay, let's go on. So I left them alone. That Jomiloju had medical condition that uses medication when she was with me. Bumi did not take any of her medication when she took her from me. When I discovered I was stranded in UK and there was no means of getting my papers sorted, I had to cry out that I needed a wife. In 2018, I called Bumi that we need to divorce and she agreed and we went our ways, our separate ways in 2019. I got married to another lady. I got married to another lady 2 years after Bumi took Jomiloju away from me just because she knew I wanted to use Jomiloju for application. When I was worried, a lot of friends told me I should be grateful that she didn't buy me. What if she had poisoned me? The last time she came to UK, I would have pied and she would have taken Jomiloju and nobody would have known she was the one that pied me. I became so depressed, confused, and I was sent out of where I used to work because immigration officers came to my working place. When I saw Bumi videos flying around last year, I was worried. I started calling all her siblings, including Wale. None of them picked my calls. I later called some of the band members. They told me they are no more with Bumi because she normally slapped them. When myself and Bumi were together, Bumi slapped me 3 times. But to be sincere, the 3rd time I slapped my own back because it was getting too much. The last slap she gave me was in UK when she called Brother Soji to report me that very day. Brother Soji called me and I explained how Bumi had been slapping my face, that I can't take it anymore. Brother Soji, is it the real Soji Olowo Gbogboro? Knows a lot about our story. I'm thinking it's Soji Olowo Gbogboro. Bumi's case is with UK police. I was so surprised when she later came into UK and the police did not arrest her. I had to call the UK police and they apologized to me that the officer in charge of our case has retired and they promised arresting her whenever she comes back into the UK because I want to know the reason why she took my child from me. In year 2024, Bumi was eventually arrested by the UK and I went to Oriyomi Amzat. So Oriyomi gbọ́ case yẹn. Wow. Tẹ́mi Yókùndà. Tẹ́mi, ó parí iṣẹ́ o. Where is the remaining? Okay, mo ti rí. Everybody help me to say thank you to Temi. Now she do this work, oh. everybody help me to say thank you to Temitope Adedeji. Na she do this work wey make am easy for me o. Mo ti rí sweetheart tó ṣe ọkọ mi. So let's go on. Bumi came for a program in Manchester in year 2024. You all remember I have reported her case to UK police for abducting my daughter Jomiloju for over 8 years now. The moment she got into UK, she was arrested and questioned. Bumi claimed it was because Jomiloju could not secure her citizenship in the UK was the reason why she took her daughter out of the country. And the UK police made me to understand she's the mother of Jomiloju, and Jomiloju is not even a citizen yet when she was taken out of the country. So they can't force her to return Jomiloju back to the country. They later advised me to go and sue her in Nigeria. So she was released. Immediately, I went to Oriyomi Hamzat platform that same 2024. The moment I got there and I mentioned Bumi Akeanu to Oriyomi, he said he cannot handle it. We should go and settle it amicably. Why? Anyway, but when I later explained to him that I want to see my children with her, moment Oriyomi had is because of my children, I want to invite her to his program. He instantly accepted. I collected form from Oriyomi Hamzat to appear on his program, but when he wanted to invite her to his program, I gave it a second thought that what will happen to Bumi's career and how will my children feel when we make our case public. So I stopped. Okay, so it was the one that stopped. I later went to Justice Funmi Ashaolu platform to beg her to help me plead with Bumi to allow me to speak to my children. I gave her all my details and Bumi details, but unfortunately I stopped again. I'm so sure all these people have evidences of our names on their system. Yes, he did not pursue the case with Oriyomi. Even with Funmi Ashaolu, he didn't pursue the case. So it's not Oriyomi's fault. Because I saw some places where people are blaming Oriyomi. From what we can read here, it's not Oriyomi's fault. He pulled out because of the children and because of her career. Because that's a scandal that will definitely affect her career for real. For Funmi Ashaolu, he said he pulled out by himself too. So let's go ahead. When I saw Bumi picture flying around and I heard she was sick, I started calling people. I called her severally and she didn't pick. I called her siblings. When she refused picking my calls, I went and searched for the school my children attend. Maybe I could speak with them. This principal of the school doesn't want me to speak with them. My siblings tried too, so I told them they should leave them alone. When I heard that Bumi has spied, I called her elder brother. I guess he picked the second time. I asked what happened from him and he said he doesn't know. Bumi's younger sister spoke with me after her demise. She said Bumi never told her she was sick. It was on internet she got to know that she was sick. During our burial arrangements, they called me and told me they wanted to add me to the group, and I said no problem, but I might not be having any idea to contribute because I don't want any problem. And they said they just wanted me to be there. Wale, our elder brother, was in the group. Bra Soji, okay, Bra Soji, maybe it's not Soji Olowo Gogoro, Soji family member. Bra Tayo, Alayo, and later we had misunderstanding, and Alayo removed me from the committee. In that committee, they already bought coffin, and all preparation was made before Wale, the elder brother of Bumi, went and arrested one of the planning. Kilode, scandal she work for toyi. Went and arrested one of the planning committees. The person arrested was the same person that took care of Bumi. That was the video. I will play the video. The man has come out to talk. I will play that man's video too. The person arrested was the same person that took care of Bumi while she was in the hospital throughout. That was the video of the man that took a cake to her in the hospital. I purposely didn't put that video because it's too sensitive. While she was on hospital bed, the man took a cake there and singing with her, happy birthday, trying to encourage her on the sick bed. The guy really tried. It's that video. The man came out to talk. I'll put his video, but let me finish this one. That was why Alayo Melody singer quickly stopped the burial arrangement for Bunmi. Remember they said they cancelled the first burial before they now did the second one. Bunmi has arrested 2 of the planning committee even before she fell sick. When Wale now arrested another person after Bunmi kpai, the rest people just stopped the arrangement just because of Bunmi bank card and SIM card. Wale arrested the lady. This same lady was the only one with Bunmi taking care of her when she was critically ill. They were taking Jomiloju from one police station to the other. Kí ló dé tí drama wá pọ̀ tó yìí? Oh la la. Shey that is the end. That's the end. Aboyikun. Ó dà pé yín lọ o. And that's the one for now. If we see more, we will come out. Now. In this life, make we dey waka jeje. Make we get mind. For now, yes, that's the yes. I see that is the last one for now. Oh lọ far, Geronimo. Oh lọ far. When we dey talk of, oh, thank you, Michael Polo. Let me drink water. So many things played out here. Yeah, Omije Ojumi is not alive to come and defend herself, unfortunately. But at the same time, thank you, Tokpe. At the same time, I'm very good at reading. Even when I was in school, secondary school, I used to be the one they would call to read. But my Yoruba tongue don't spoil my English, as I did German with broken English. At the same time, this man was dropping his details with names, dates, and time. That says a lot. It says a lot. Remember when we saw this video? Let's watch this thing again. At this point was when they were trying to talk to the boy. I remember I said on that day that this video came out, that this incident happened. I said this situation is like a desperate situation to me. Last option of somebody that has been trying to get across to somebody, and that person is being blocked, and that person now see that person on exactly what I said. I said it's a case of somebody that you've been trying to reach and you can't reach that person. You now see that person on the street. The next thing you want to do is to start screaming, hey, Motin, well, can you hold on, don't they see you? I said that's exactly what I see playing out in this video on that day. That was the example I gave from the story that you have read, right from how they got married, from everything that transpired. I always say the case of a man and a woman, before we judge it and start abusing one for the other. And a lot of women came out. They lay curses on this man. They abuse this man. Useless father. He's now coming out to do what? He's now coming out to shake kinikan. The man is kinikan. The man. What name did they no give this man? I just dey look. What name women no give this man? Imagine this man is your brother. If Wunmi knew she was going to go before this man, I'm sure maybe she would have done it better. If Wunmi was shown what will be happening today, she would have done it better. And like I always say, the consequences of our actions comes back to us, our loved ones. Look at these innocent children now. From what I am hearing, even on that day I said something. I said the family cannot take care of those children. Sam. Now that she didn't use the name of that the father's child to register the pikin, how this man won't claim the pikin at this point now? How woman go vex so you go remove the pikin, the father of that child's name. I mean the name of the father from the child's name because you dey vex. Now that things have turned this way, how will that man claim the child? Now question I dey ask. Some people are saying whether they will do DNA. Maybe from DNA they will be able to know. Maybe. Look at the long process. Do we even know whether the man don't get paper to come to Nigeria? That's another thing. Because we don't know whether the man can come to Nigeria for now. We don't know whether as the man dey in documents never ready. We don't know. Now those children are left at the mercy of family members. And from what I was hearing this morning when I was reading about it, searching about an incident, they say family member, they don't take style, they take these children beg money. And this family member, according to one pastor the pastor that was arrested, they say she was not even in good terms with the family member. As per not being in good terms with family member, we cannot really say much, but it shows that she self get for hand small. There was a time when one pastor came out and prophesied something about her. That was how she came out. She lay curses. They say she's a big curse. DNA may not favor him. Geronimo, as we lay our bed, that's how we go sleep. It's so unfortunate that the thing is affecting the children now. Lights up from the man's story. Last option tó ní nìyẹn láti bá àwọn ọmọ yẹn sọ̀rọ̀. Ní àwọn ọmọ tó ń jẹ́ kó bá sọ̀rọ̀, that he has called school, they didn't allow him. He has been trying different avenue. It was being blocked. And he saw the opportunity. Ká ní àwọn ọmọ yẹn, they have not put some things inside the mind of the children. Drama will not happen in that place. If the family handled it very well, they were not fighting before. There is no problem pé wọ́n pè that man called on that day. Please, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ síbi tọ́rọ̀ wà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ síbi tọ́rọ̀ wà. If there was no problem between them before, if the woman's family, they are not troublemakers too, they will not let it generate to that place. The father of this child, wọ́n ti gbọ́ lórí phone, wọ́n fẹ́ bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀. What will it take them? They will carry those children. They will go to a corner. Wọ́n lọ sọ̀rọ̀ ńbẹ̀. They are the one that will calm that boy down. Kálápá wọn ká àwọn ọmọ yẹn. If Wunmi tó bá ti ṣe the right thing, tápá wọn ká àwọn ọmọ yẹn, those family members are the one that will control the situation. But those children were in control. They were not supposed to be in control. The adults in that place were supposed to take charge. The father was trying to use the last opportunity he had. Let me talk to these children. I love you, please. And they were blocking him. At that point, the sister was like, please, your brother, that father loves you, wants to speak to you. And the boy was like, àwọn àgbàlagbà tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà máa ká àwọn ọmọ yẹn. No money. Hold on. Joju, don't say anything. Àwa náà bímọ kẹ, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ síbi tọ́rọ̀ wá jèrè. Àwa náà bí ni wá. A dẹ̀ ń bá ọmọ sọ̀rọ̀. À ń bá ọmọ ọlọ́mọ sọ̀rọ̀. Tá máa calm wọn down, tán dẹ̀ máa gbọ́. Okay, sister, what did you say? Their father wants to talk to them. Okay, hold on, he's not going to be here. Let's go. You hold the lady's auntie. We saw elderly people there. You hold that sister-in-law. You hold Joju. You hold Bobby. Oh yeah, let's go. 1 or 2 people will follow them. And you say, please, we don't want anybody following us. For privacy's sake, you go. The family exposed everything to the public. The family messed up for reasons best known to them. And there is the family that is embarrassing Ojumi in death. Kisheman here is not the man. The man, as far as the man is concerned, the mother of my children is gone. These children, who will take care of them the way I would have loved them to be taken care of. When they were with their mom, fine. They were with their mom. That's a different scenario. The man will be at peace. After all, Iyawo ló ń tọ́jú wọn. The mother will not buy them. The mother will not burn their leg. She will not burn their head. The man will sleep peacefully. But now we are talking about the child in the hands of strangers. Okay, Okomi. We are talking about the children now in the hands of people that are not their parents. Màá ṣe ìyá kan ò sí, màá ṣe bàbá kan ò sí. Irọ́ ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé we are here for you. We will be the father. If your father is kékeré kan, it's a big lie.